Good morning. This is Ms. Thompson giving you your instruction on how to convert a fraction to a percent. When we talk about percents, basically the denominator and then you have a numerator. We want to first start with your denominator. What does that mean when we talk about percents? If you're looking at a whole object, imagine taking one whole object and slicing it into 8 pieces. Excuse my drawing, it's not perfect. We would assume that if we take one whole object and we slice it into 8 pieces, that would represent the total number of parts. We would say that represents 100% because that is the whole thing. We want to find out of 100%, what part or what percent out of 100 would 4 be equal to? In order to do that, we simply do long division. I'm going to tell you a small story, and it's going to help you remember how to set up your division problem to convert your fraction to a percent. Mr. Division was a guy who built a house one day. This would be your division box here. His horse stayed outside. His rider went inside the house. So your denominator would stay outside, your numerator would go inside the division box. He put a fireplace in his house and also a chimney on top. These would represent your decimals. That is customary because you have to turn your fraction into a decimal before we can turn it into a percent. Mr. Division also placed 3 zeros in his house, or 3 bedrooms in his house. Now we are ready to divide. 8 goes into 4 0 times. You write your answer right up top. The next step is to multiply. 0 times 8 is 0. 4 take away 0 is 4. Bring down your next number. And it's important to keep in mind that every digit must be directly underneath another digit. Make sure your numbers are aligned and make sure they stay straight. 8 goes into 40 5 times. 5 times 8 is 40. 40, take away 40, is 0. Even though you see there are nothing but zeros, these are placeholders, it is still important to continue your division until you have run out of numbers to bring down. Let's bring down our next 0. 8 goes into 0 0 times. 0 times 8 is 0. 0 take away 0 is 0. I bet you know the next step. Bring down your next 0. 8 goes into 0 0 times. 0 times 8 is 0. 0 take away 0 is 0. Now that we're out of numbers to bring down, we are done dividing. We simply would look at what the decimal says. In this case, we have decimal point 500. There are 3 ways you can say this number. I can call this number 5/10. I could call this number 50 hundredths, or I can call this number 500 thousandths. Considering or depending on how you want to look at the number or how you want to break it down, that's what would be the name of it. But in this case, we could just say 5/10. Now to convert this decimal to a percent, we have to take a look at what it is. If I'm looking at 5/10 here, or 50 hundredths, remember we want to say that percent means out of 100, then I'm simply going to move this decimal over twice or take a look at what that is. So 50 hundredths, after moving the decimal over twice, is what you would have. 50 hundredths is the same thing as saying 50%. Whatever your number is out of 100, that is what we mean by percent. So it's sort of like breaking the unit into 100 pieces, and if I were to do that, I would have 50 of them. So if I broke my whole into 100 pieces, I would have 50. So we can say that 4/8 is equal to 50%. 50 is half of 100, just like 4 is half of 8. I want you to take these steps, and you can review it as much as you want, replay the video, and then you try it. Thank you for watching.